That it's not there, guys. Basically, like that might have deleted or that might not be existing here. But yes, you can see here, you can go ahead and create your cost center, and that cost center code that you are going to call here, guys. And just to update you, or let me show you what I spoke about in last few minutes with respect to your event reasons and your workflow rules and this data model, the two data models. See, at a high level with respect to your workflows, event and event reasons, there are two data models which are going to work, guys. And one of those things is like event reason derivation data model, and the other one is like your workflow derivation data model. Okay, these are the two data models which we are going to which are going to deal with this functionality, guys. And you see here your event reasons. When you talk about event reasons, they can be triggered based on an event, or they can be triggered based on a field change. Okay, but say my requirement is based on the event reason. I am least bothered about how an event reason is triggered or fired. But whenever an event reason is fired, based on this event reason, I want to fire or trigger a workflow. How I am going to do that is, I have to create a rule in my event derivation data model. No, guys, I have to create a rule in the workflow derivation data model, and the condition is, yes, if the event reason is so and so, trigger so and so workflow. That is how you are going to trigger a workflow based on event reason. And the other part is how you are going to raise an event reason. Yes, you can go ahead and raise an event reason based on an event or a field change. But on a field change, if you're talking about a field change, you have to write a rule in your in your you have to write a rule in your event reason derivation data model, stating that if field X is changed, rise event reason 1 or event reason 2, whatever it may be. Does it help you, guys?
So Raghu, a question here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The rule that we are, which you're talking now here for the event reason and for the workflow, we need not always do it in data like XML, right? This is what is the business rules that you are talking about, right?
No. See, when you are talking about how you are going to fire a workflow, and whether you want to fire a workflow based on the employee data change or on your foundation objects data change, and if the answer is yes, my workflow should be raised whenever an employee data change, yes, you are going to write a rule in the workflow derivation rule and say if my requirement is my workflow should be fired when my foundation data is changed, then you are going to write a business rule. So you can see here there are two different scenarios. One scenario you are writing a rule in the workflow XML file, whereas in the other case you are writing a business rule in your instance using the configure business rules.
Okay, so now I got this. So there are two scenarios, but can you just repeat that scenario when we have to use what?
Sure. So basically you are trying to trigger a workflow, right? This workflow can be triggered using your workflow derivation rule data model or using a configure business rule. So what is the reason for these two options is, this option is going to be selected when your employee data change. Okay? Whether their employment change or their compensation detail change, their address change, whatever it may be, the employee detail change at a high level. And these configure business rules are going to be used when your foundation data change. Foundation data is nothing but your company, your business unit, location, department, division, blah blah blah, all those things.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why you wrote that rule in instance for
Yep.
location, and that we didn't do it in workflow derivation
Yes,
rule.
that doesn't work. Your workflow derivation XML file doesn't support your foundation objects.
Okay. So even for the generic objects, like anything for position or
Yes,
whatever.
your generic objects, yes, you are going to write it in the configure business rules.
Oh, for generic objects, it is okay. Fine. In instance, right? Okay.
Yes, in the instance using the configure business rules, guys.
So only succession data model is done in the XML file. Of the
Correct, correct, Smita.
Okay, okay, got it.
Is that clear, guys, for everyone?
Raghu, yeah. One more question. So in the case of leave application, where does it fall? Suppose the employee wants to go on leave and there is approval rule. So does it fall under the workflow derivation rule?
Your time off, right?
Yeah.
Can you? I didn't talk about time off, but a couple of instances I told you time off is a generic object. Your generic object rules are going to be, or your generic objects is going to be defined using the business rules, guys. All workflows related to generic objects are going to be fired using the configure business rules.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll talk about like your time off functionality at a high level, guys. I'll give you like the required information for you, and then I'll show you like your generic objects, what is your generic object, your time off, all those things. I'll show you guys probably like in tomorrow's session. I'll talk about those things. But just to answer your question, yes, it is going to be through the configure business rules, Madan.
Raghu, another question here. When you talk about this event reason rule, so that also is done in instance or in the XML?
See, event reason derivation rule, again you see here, if it is based on an event, you are going to do in the instance, right? You are associating an event reason into the event.
Yeah, we did that in instance.
Yeah. And if you want to say this event reason going to be fired every time there is an event.
Okay.
And if you want to trigger your event reason, yes, you did some change, you did a position transfer, you did a new hire, but again inside that particular action a particular field change, if you want to look for that particular field change, yes, you have to write a rule in your event reason derivation XML file to fire that particular event reason now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raghu, can you show where all the events are, like the event reasons you covered, where are all the events?
Where all the events? I showed you, right? The events, there are standard events provided by your success factors, and basically you will be able to find them in your pick list management, the pick list, guys. And here you can see when we downloaded everything, we can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, H, N, like that, right? They are your standard success factors provided events, guys. And it is like a new hire.
Yeah, agreed. What I'm asking is 1, 2, 3, 4 is fine. I think you were telling earlier, like what is a 1, what is 2, what is a 3, and then is there any place you can go and like
No, you don't see that until unless like someone will tell you, or like if you have documentation. I'll send you the documentation. Basically, like 1 is like nothing but additional job, 2 is nothing but assignment, 3 is nothing but job change, 4 or 24 is data change. Yes, data change is the generic thing, and 5 is demotion, and leave of options is somewhere around like 21 or 22 leave of options, guys.
no, what I'm asking is let's say you want to do any life cycle activity, all you option is just to type it, like add employee. You type add, it shows up.
Correct.
But similar to that, does it have a menu or something? Okay,
No. It doesn't have any menu. You see here, all those things you will be able to see here in these events. Like say when you go to your event reasons, right? Not here, guys.
Raghu, can you share it with all the participants?
I'll do that, guys. In fact, like I'm doing the same thing, right? It's not like I'm not going to leave anyone, guys. I'll share whatever I'm going to share with everyone, guys. Let me show you a couple of event reasons and how they are going to be associated. See here, all these things are event reasons, right? Let's say add global assignment. It is, you see, the event behind that is global assignment. And
maybe click on a change and do a drop down on the event. Or is it?
you see here, all these things. I went to this particular place just before.
No, I got it. So what I'm asking is, this is like a going of it's not a directly going into event. We're trying to event reason edit and then like showing up the event here. So my question is more of like somewhere, because these are the core, right? Like all these are nothing but all the actions.
Yeah.
So I just wondering, like in one place we can see all actions.
No, the only place where you can see all of them is your pick list management. I know, like I got your point, and you want to see the names, right? In fact, like unfortunately, you don't have names. It's all like a mapping in different languages. But let me give you that data to all of you guys. Let me map it. I mapped it already. Let me share those details with you, and once you are comfortable, right, then if you have any questions on that, yes, I'll be able to help you out, guys.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
That's the problem. Like until unless you know what is this one, you can see here in English US, you are seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this 1, 2, 3, 4? We look back. If you look at it, this file, right, it doesn't make any sense for us. I'll give you that information, guys.
But what I'm asking is, that is just like a basic user transactions, what you execute in the system.
Yeah.
So at least if you don't know as a functional, you can tell, okay, what is.
Yeah, correct. You should be. You need to be aware about that. I agree with you, Ray.
What user can do or what user cannot do as a functional consultant. So at least we have the list, so that helps.
Yeah. No problem, guys. I'll share those details with you. I have that information, guys, because I remember like I shared with my previous batch trainees, but I'll forward that to you guys for sure. I'll do that. So, is it clear, guys? We were discussing. I am repeating these things, right? Is it clear, this part?
Bit it doesn't look pretty simple, but can you have any any material where I can go through by event reason and workflow data models?
I don't have a material, but in fact, like I have a PPT. It's a really good PPT, guys, which explains all the concept behind this event reasons, and it doesn't talk much about workflow, but it will talk about event and event reasons. I'll forward that to you guys. Probably it is. I don't know. I'll forward that to you guys. I have that. I remember, like I have a PPT on that. No, it should be there in the material that I sent to you guys.
Which one I say? You mean to say?
In the EC material, yeah. It should be there.
THR81.
I didn't remember THR81, but did I send EC part 1, EC part 2 you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be there in that EC part 1 and part 2. Might be in part 2, but it should be there. Yeah, if it is not there, just let me know, guys. Sorry about that, but it should be there, guys, as far as I remember.
Oh, okay.
Raghu, there is the implementation workbook.
No, for your event and event reason, there is no implementation workbook, guys.
But for workflow?
Not even for workflow.
There should be.
Workflow definition, those things, it will be provided in your EC handbook, but not the configuration. Those things is not going to be provided, and there is no separate workbook for your there is no separate handbook for your workflow event and event reasons, guys. Let me take an example, guys. Let me take an example and show you like how it works. Yeah, yes, sir.
Raghu.
Yeah, go ahead.
Raghu.
Yeah, Victor, go ahead. I am listening.
Your chat. Can you check your chat window, please?